Alright, everyone, and welcome back to part 5 of the Daytona build. Today, we're finally getting into the rear hood assembly. But before we can lock in, we've got to put together the window frames. We're kicking things off by dropping in these pins to secure the beams, and that gives us a basic structure we need for the frame. Once that's locked down, we smooth everything out with these clean sloped elements and then ring the wobbly axles. These things are perfect for this step because that brings a bit of flex and lets them slide right into the slots and hold the whole frame exactly where we want it. Next up, we attach the frame using two of these connectors plus a stud pin. Nice and simple, but this important for stability. Then we add two more of these bendy axles system using aligned pieces with a short axle running through the pin right through the center. That gives us a strong, flexible joint. Alright, first things first, grab your base piece and pop in into each end. Nice and simple. This is going to anchor the whole cover. Now take your curved pieces and line them up on either side. Drop a beam right in the middle to connect them. After the far end of the base, attach a smaller beam. Then grab your two thin triangular beams, then pin them into place. These beams are going to give the cover a shape and stability. Make sure everything is snug. This is the spine of the cover. Using the thin on both ends of your connectors. Attach them to each side. Don't rush this. Getting a alignment here makes the next steps way smoother. Now take those round hole pieces with pins on each end. Attach them to the base, but flip them the other way around so they sit upright in the correct orientation. It's one of those steps that looks weird and makes perfect sense later on. Time for the wing with the logo, and I make sure that they're facing the right way. And trust me, there's nothing worse than realizing they're on backwards. After everything's clipped in, and now the satisfying part, I think the whole cover assembly and place it over the engine. Pass it down gently until everything clicks into place. Now attach the pin X pin. Hold back it and insert a brink with a cross section with a metal stud and attach that to the add detail and more detail. Add some round pieces to the engine. All right, next we start by showing the iconic Daytona SP3 curves. The lagoon uses a combination of large rotating panels and angled lift arms to recreate that flowing aerodynamic line. Pay attention to the orientation of each panel. A single flip piece can throw off the alignment later. By the end of this section, you see the HUD being to take on its recognizable swooping form. Now we move on to the functional design elements. Next up is the hinge mechanism that allows the rear HUD to open smoothly. Leg God uses a combination of axis friction pins and rotating connectors to create a sturdy hinge that can support the weight of an entire assembly. Make sure the hinge arms move freely but aren't loose. If they feel too tight or too floppy, double check the pin times. Lego loves to mix friction and non-friction pins in the area. Yes. Now we finish the HUD with the final outer panels. These large curved pieces lock into the hinge frame and complete the rear bodywork. This is the moment where everything snaps together. You will see the hot line flow seamlessly from the roof all the way down to the rear. And once the panels are in place, test the hinge. It should lift smoothly and sit flush when closed. If it doesn't, don't worry. Small misalignments earlier can cause tension here, so just adjust the panel pins until everything sits perfectly. Hmm. So now I think you can start carefully positioning the HUD assembly over the rear chassis. with with one of these moments, we have the model suddenly feels massive. The HUD spans almost the entire width of the car. Make sure you support the HUD from underneath as you lower it into place. The hinge arms need to line up with the mounting points on the chassis and the only fit on a specific angle. Next Next, we secure the hinge system. LEGO uses a combination of axes and friction pins to lock the load into the hinge brackets you built earlier. This is a position mount. If the axles don't slide in smoothly, don't force them. Just adjust the angle of the horn until everything lines up. When it's right, the pieces will click together with almost no resistance. Once the hinges are locked, we reinforce the connection with a set of structural beams. These pieces will prevent the hood from wobbling and make sure it opens in clean. You'll notice the hood suddenly feels much more stable. This reinforcement is what gives the SP3 the premium technic feel. Strong, smooth, and engineered. And now we finish by aligning the outer panels. These steps involves snapping the hood side panels into the bodywork along with the fins. This is where the magic happens. The gaps tighten, the curves line up, and the entire rear of the car transform into the continuous flowing shape. Give the horn a test lift, it should rise smoothly and settle back down with a flush with the bunny. If it sits slightly high or low, just adjust the side pins until everything is perfectly aligned. So now we've completed the rear hood. Hope to see you next time where we're building the seats in the car and the doors. We're also going to be also finishing the front of the hood. So until then, I'll see you then. Goodbye.